Welcome back once again to the dojo, y'all. Appreciate you for tuning in. Glad you can make it. I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei. We're gonna get down to business, right? The topic of discussion for today: common sense ain't really so common. We're gonna talk about it. Common sense, right? It's intended to be stuff that's self-explanatory. You know, you ever ask a question and somebody say something like, I don't answer rhetorical questions, or that's a rhetorical question. You know what I mean? That's more often than not something that's common sense. It don't need to be explained. You know what I mean? Somebody with an average level of mental ability or mental faculty will be able to figure it out without any explanation whatsoever. Maybe it's based on the context of what was said. Maybe it's based on the dynamics of the situation. Who knows? But things that are self-explanatory are in line with things that are common sense. Common sense. It's common. It's not rare. It's not extraordinary. It's just simple understanding. You know what I mean? What's common sense? Common sense is seeing cars flying down the road and not walking out into the middle of the street. That's common sense. At least if you want to live to see the next sunrise. That's common sense. You know what I mean? Another thing that's common sense is not speeding, right, while you're driving in inclement weather. That's rain, heavy fog where you can't really see. You know what I mean? Snow, sleet, hail, whatever. It's terrible. It's a bad decision to speed in bad weather because you don't know when the car will lose control, and you may not regain control. You might slide completely off of the road. You know what I mean? We hope that that's common sense. You know? Another thing that's common sense, you know what I mean? Or I would think it's common sense, because the title of the video, Common Sense Ain't So Common. I would think that people who, you know what, before I go that route, let me just backtrack a little bit and just say why I wanted to bring this particular discussion to you today. Right. I'm bringing this discussion to you because I see a plethora of stupidity online and in the real world. And it's mainly because people are lacking common sense. People are making foolhardy decisions that are going to affect the rest of their life because they're not using, or they never been introduced to, common sense or even critical thinking. But that's taking it a step further. Let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it on the base octave level. Let's not go advanced. Let's just keep it basic. Right? We see people crashing out for all different types of reasons. We see people crashing out over love. We see people crashing out over money. We see people crashing out over pride and ego, territory. We see people crashing out for stealing or getting stolen. You know what I mean? That can go to a couple different ways, but let's just focus on the topic at hand. Common sense will tell you, if you ripping and running out there in the streets, it's only a matter of time before everything catches up with you. What goes around comes around. What's understood don't need to be explained. I ain't gonna touch too much on that. We're moving right along, right? Common sense will tell you that if you out here having unprotected sex at an alarming rate, it's only a matter of time before you have a child out of wedlock. we have a lot of single mothers today. And it's not completely their fault. It takes two to tango. It takes two people to get one woman pregnant. Yes. Yes. Common sense will tell you to don't be a fool, wrap your tool. You know what I mean? But because common sense ain't really so common, we not seeing people use their brain nowadays. We're not seeing people think things all the way through. We're not seeing it. I used to hear the terminology, art imitates life. But it's starting to look like life is just imitating art, because people get online. They project a particular image. They're doing an art form. They're playing a role, a character, and other people are trying to emulate and play that same role. But it's not. This isn't a new phenomenon. This has been going on for a long, long time. Archetypes, stereotypes, these are things. These are characterizations, or should I say predictable characterizations, of various races of people. Right? You have, oh my goodness, man. It's always around this time when I gotta deal with a whole bunch of extra stuff when I'm trying to make a video, but we're gonna get through this. Alright? So look, when we talk about common sense, I feel like a lot of people have it, but they don't want to use it. People like being stupid. Why? I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I've been stupid. I've done stupid things. But really, we're not talking about me. I made so many bad choices where people would think that I didn't have common sense. That's another reason why I can speak on this. But ultimately, I'm saying that I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone. There's a lot of people out here who ain't had no common sense, and they pass that same mentality down to their kids. I'm not calling no names. I'm not saying anybody directly. But I see the mistakes. The sins of our fathers and the mistakes of our mothers. I'm seeing them. You got people out here doing pranks, taking it too far, and ended up getting shot. Where's the common sense? We got a brother making a song about single mothers, and that shit blew up. Because it's something that keeps on happening. It keeps on happening. Where's the common sense? We seeing countless young brothers choosing to rip and run the streets. And they all end up going down the same path, or the same several paths. Where's the common sense? We see people who cannot help their lust. This is in all shapes and sizes. This is in all different venues. I'm not talking about just random, everyday, run-of-the-mill lust. No, I'm talking about that wicked stuff. That stuff to where these people cannot keep their hands off these kids. There's so much surveillance. Everything is documented and recorded. You even got people doing sting operations. You got people just regularly making content exposing these people, trying to meet up with young people at the mall, at Walmart, at wherever. Where's the common sense? I honestly do not know. But humanity truly needs some help right now. We got people actually talking about fantasy realities that you gotta subscribe to. What am I talking about, Hawk Sensei? I got you. If you were born a man and I call you he, but you want to be referred to as she or she, they, whatever, and you actually get upset, hell no. You have no right to be upset. You have no right to be upset that I don't want to play into whatever delusion you have. That I don't want to subscribe to you believing that you're this and we got to agree to it. Where is the common sense? And I'm at a place where I particularly could care less if I'm offending anybody. This has nothing to do with the election and the new wave of stuff that's going on. But even with some of that stuff, where's the common sense? All these people was acting like they wanted to lose their damn mind just because Trump got voted in. Where's the common sense? I told y'all in the other video, stupidity is dangerous. And y'all starting to see it. Alright? I also made a video, this election won't change anything for you. It's looking like I might be wrong. And you know what? I'm glad. Because it's time for a change. Things need to change. But I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm completely wrong. I could be half right, 3/4 right. Who knows? Or completely wrong. Who knows? Time will tell. We still got 3 years and some change to go through before we can see if things actually changed for the better. If they changed for the worse, then I was right. But if they changed for the better, then I was wrong, and I would gladly be wrong. But ultimately, back to the topic of discussion, where is the common sense? Common sense ain't really so common. Common sense ain't really so common. If you ever had somebody ride on the bumper of your car, where's the common sense? Anything could happen where I just slam on brakes, somebody in front of me do something and I have to slam on brakes. You ride my bumper, you just gonna slam right into me. Now it's a 3, 4, 5 car accident. Where's the common sense? Natural selection is naturally selecting because people don't want to use their common sense. Like I said before, stupidity is dangerous. Stupidity is dangerous. And if you fail to use your common sense, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. You don't got to be a Greek and Hebrew scholar. You don't got to be a rocket scientist. You don't got to be a language arts professor to understand what I'm saying to you. Common sense is gold. It is so valuable today because we see millions and millions of people throwing it out the way, throwing it out the window, throwing in caution and care to the wind because this world is celebrating stupidity, debauchery, and foolishness at a grander level. At a grander level. We are truly in the final stages of our empire. Or should I say, this empire? I don't know if this is my empire. These days that we living in is no different from the Roman days, bro. I'm telling you. Bread and circuses. Once again, the Super Bowl and all that. Like, yo, come on. Back then in the Roman days, it was the gladiator arena and the playwrights in the theater. These days, we got the movie stars, content creators, and athletes. That's the bread and circuses of today. This obsession with wealth and sex and all that stuff. You know, I probably need to make a video about we still in Rome. You know what I mean? I'll probably do that sometime soon. Probably not tomorrow. I want to let some time go by and then I'll make that video. But anyway, you know what I mean? Before I close it down, shut it down, I wanted to bring this to you because I don't want you to forsake your common sense. I'm telling you, it's gold because it can save your life. Just simply putting thought into something that you're about to do or going to do. Just simply thinking about it. Just simply thinking about it may be enough for you not to be naturally selective, if you get my drift. No Darwin Awards over here, baby. We want to take our time and go along the narrow path. We know which way we want to go. There's Lord. But, with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. I'm glad you tuned in. I know you liked this video. Since you made it this far, go ahead and leave me a like. I appreciate that. Because I know you like it. Share the video. Because I know you're not stingy. I know you're not selfish. And you know there's other people who need to hear this. And last but not least, subscribe. Because you came back too many times not to push that button. The majority of people who watch my content are not subscribed to me. Don't be like that. Till next time, guys. Take care. Class dismissed.